What's up, y'all? Welcome to the B side. If you are new here, hi, I'm Genesis, the Rebel PK. I am also your favorite unconventional church girl. Yeah. And so, if this is your first time catching an episode of B side, I mean, it's only one out there, but if this is your first time seeing this is where I just pull up. We gonna get the stuff that did not make the season, but stuff that still needs to be said. So it's me stripped down, no overthinking, no script. We gonna have a conversation, all right? Now, if you haven't already, please go do me a favor. Run back season 1 of Sacred and Unfiltered, okay? It's up on all streaming platforms. Got 12 episodes to tune into, and season 2, we're back October 30th. So make sure you tapped in with us on Instagram at Sacred Unfiltered and hit that subscribe. Hit that subscribe. I don't know which side it's going to be on, but hit that subscribe so that you don't miss a thing, all right? And if you want to partner with Sacred and Unfiltered, you want to sponsor or even advertise your brand, your business, your ministry, shoot me an email at hi.imgenesis@outlook.com, all right? All right, so let's get into the things, all right? Let's take a second and let's talk about something that I feel is pressing. And generally, these B-sides, they're probably going to come from moments that are just like actively kind of like happening in my surroundings. So, the church loves to talk about marriage, right? It also loves to talk about singleness. But one thing that it does not talk about, it does not talk about the in between. It does not talk about that space where you're not lonely, but you're still alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's really what I want to sit with today. That's really what I kind of want to tackle, discuss, converse about. All right. So let's break this down real quick, right? Lonely, because I want to be very clear. I want to be very clear about this. Lonely means a lack of connection. You don't belong nowhere. You don't have no community. Nobody loves you. Right? But alone is very different. Alone is when you got a lot of people who love you. You got friends, you got family, you got a tribe, you got a village, you got community. So lonely, you are not. But you still don't have that person. You don't have that one that you share your mornings and your nights, and the person who celebrates your highs, and they sit with you in your lows, and they choose you every single day. Is you. Is you. So that's what I mean when I say alone. And I feel like the church drops the ball here, and I'll tell you why. Because the conversation is almost always, and when I say always, I mean always. It's always framed in extremes. You're either single and waiting on God, or you're married and now you've arrived. There's no space for the in between. There's no space for the people who are faithfully living their lives. They're surrounded by community. They're doing the work, but they go home to an empty house every night. There's no conversation about that. Nobody talks about that ache. Nobody talks about the ache of being alone without necessarily being lonely. And sometimes the church will oversimplify it with cliches like this one I absolutely hate. Just wait on your Boaz. Focus on Jesus and it won't matter. But come on now. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell y'all saying? Let's be real. That shit is not comforting. Especially when you brushing your teeth at night and you realize that no one is coming to climb in that bed but you, unless you got a little person like me. That's the only person that's in that bed. Okay. So the ball gets dropped when the church does not create space or conversations for people who love God. You're serving him, but you still wrestle with the fear of being alone. Not abandoned, not unloved, not without community, but without a partner, without that kind of companionship. And when we skip over that, we isolate people more, because now not only do they feel the weight of aloneness, but they feel guilty for even naming it out loud. And honestly, that's where I think the church could be better, by acknowledging that alone and lonely, they're not the same. I wish the church would make room for the people like me that live in the gap and say, yeah, you know what? Your feelings are valid and that you are not broken for wanting a connection. Okay. So let's take a second. Let's look at Genesis, right? So God looks at Adam, he tells him, yo, it ain't good for man to be alone, right? Now, I want y'all to pay attention. He did not say it's not good for a man to be lonely. He said alone, which tells me something. It tells me something. And we like to spin it and say, community. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Loneliness and aloneness are the same. And God obviously cared about both, right? Absolutely. His presence is going to always fill the lonely places. I know that for myself. I know it to be true. But his presence, y'all, does not cancel the human desire for partnership because he's the one who put it there. So that longing itself, that is not a sin. That is not weakness. That is design. Yeah, yeah. That's design. And if I'm honest, one of my biggest fears isn't loneliness because I know I'm not going to be without people who love me, right? I have a beautiful family, amazing mom, amazing sister, amazing stepfather. I have friends, I have my tribe, I got my baby. But sometimes I still wonder, what if I live my whole life alone? what what happens? And that's the ache that hits me different. That's the thing that I really struggle because to me it feels like lonely says no one loves me. But alone, that thing can play with you and say no one chose me. And see that's the tension. That's the tension that I sit with. And maybe you do too. Maybe you feel what I'm putting down. So here's my encouragement to you and to me, because we sitting in that in-between space, right? It's not a punishment. It's not a sign that we're broken. It's not evidence that we're behind. You can absolutely name the ache without shame. Yeah. You can desire partnership without it discrediting your faith. You can hold the longing and still be whole. And sometimes we need to hear that out loud. So I'm here to say it out loud because the church does not always say it. Honestly, I ain't never heard the church say it, but I will. I'll say it. Your story matters even in the waiting. Your voice matters even in the silence. And your life has purpose whether you are partnered or not. So if this hit you, I want to hear from you. Like, DM me, leave a comment. Let me know how this conversation lands for you because I promise you, you are not the only one who feels this way. All right? You are not the only one. And if this episode blessed you, share it with somebody. Chances are somebody in your circle feel the same way that we do, but they just don't have words for it yet. And that's okay. That's okay because we gonna navigate together, right? That's what Sacred Unfiltered is all about. But yeah, don't forget, season 1 is streaming right now on all platforms. Season 2 drops October 30th. Please go follow us on Instagram at Sacred Unfiltered. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next drop. And if you want to become a sponsor or a partner with us, even advertise your business or your brand or your ministry, shoot me an email. Let's connect and let's make some things shake. All right. Until next time, remember this: lonely and alone are not the same. And even in the in between, you're not by yourself. Until next time, stay sacred, stay unfiltered.